You said one weird thing, a joke that didn't land, a sentence that came out wrong, a wave meant for someone else. The moment lasted 3 seconds, but your brain keeps replaying it like evidence in a trial. That night, the next morning, 2 weeks later in the shower, and your whole body cringes like it just happened. So why do embarrassing moments stay in your head for so long? The simple answer is shame. But the deeper answer is this. Your brain treats social mistakes like threats. Not because that awkward moment was truly dangerous, but because being judged or rejected has always mattered to human beings. We are wired to care about belonging. So when something makes you think, did I just look stupid? Did they judge me? Did I mess that up? Your brain pays attention. It marks the moment as important and thinks, review this, learn from it, don't let it happen again. That is why awkward memories replay. Your brain is not trying to torture you. It is trying to protect you from future embarrassment. But here is where it goes wrong. Sometimes the brain keeps reviewing the moment, long after there is nothing useful left to learn. That loop is called rumination. Rumination is when your mind returns to the same event again and again, hoping that more thinking will finally make it feel resolved. But usually, it does the opposite. The more you replay the memory, the more important it feels. A 5-second moment can start to feel huge simply because you have emotionally rehearsed it 50 times. And there is another psychological effect that makes this worse. The spotlight effect. The spotlight effect is our tendency to believe other people notice and remember us much more than they actually do. From the inside, your awkward moment feels enormous. You hear your own voice crack. You feel your face getting warm. You notice the silence after your joke. So you assume everyone else noticed it too. But most people are much less focused on you than you think. They are busy thinking about themselves. What they said, how they looked, what they need to do next. The moment that felt unforgettable to you may barely register to them. And even if they noticed, they probably moved on much faster than you did. That gap matters. You experienced the moment with full emotional intensity. They experienced it as a passing detail. But your brain uses your own emotional reaction as proof that the moment must have been important. Then comes the part that makes it stick even harder. You turn the moment into a judgment about yourself. You do not just think that was awkward. You think I am awkward. You do not just think that came out wrong. You think I always say the wrong thing. You do not just think that was one weird moment. You think they probably think I'm strange. And now the memory is no longer just about what happened. It becomes a story about who you are. That is why it lingers. Because your brain is not only replaying an event, it is trying to defend your identity. But awkward moments are not verdicts. They are normal social glitches. Everyone misreads situations. Everyone says something slightly off. Everyone has a moment they wish they could rewind. The difference is that you remember your own awkward moments in high definition. You barely remember anyone else's. Try this. Think of the most embarrassing thing someone else did in front of you months ago. Most likely, nothing clear comes to mind. But ask them about their own awkward moments, and they may still remember every detail. That tells you something important. People are usually carrying their own embarrassing memories, not yours. So, what can you do when one of these moments comes back? First, do not treat the intensity of the memory as proof that it matters. A memory can feel strong because the emotion was strong. That does not make the event important. Second, ask, is there anything useful to learn here? Maybe there is. Maybe you interrupted someone. Maybe you misread the mood. Maybe you said something careless. Fine, take the lesson. But once you have the lesson, the replay has done its job. You do not need to keep punishing yourself to prove you understood it. Third, challenge the imagined audience in your head. Ask, would this still bother me if I knew nobody else remembered it? Often the answer is no. Because the pain is not just the awkward moment. It is the judgment you imagine came after it. And that judgment is usually much harsher in your mind than it ever was in real life. So the next time an awkward memory appears, try naming it for what it is. Old embarrassment, not important evidence. Then let it pass without climbing back inside it. Not every thought deserves a full investigation. Not every memory needs another trial, and not every awkward moment deserves a place in your identity. You are not the joke that failed. You are not the sentence that came out wrong. You are not the wave no one returned. You are a person who had a brief human moment that your brain accidentally turned into a much bigger deal, and chances are everyone else forgot it long before you did. If you enjoyed this video and want to understand more of the hidden mental patterns behind everyday behavior, consider subscribing to Mind Habits. The more you understand how your mind works, the easier it becomes to stop repeating the same patterns.